with every pleasure, I'll be welcoming Chief Taiwo Lekan Salami to BCOS. We say thank you for joining us, and once again, congratulations on your appointment of chairman of the Oluyole Warriors.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here with you today.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for joining us. We know how busy your schedule can be, and definitely you did really have to squeeze time for us. But yes, sir, we do not take this for granted. Well, let us first start. How has the shoe, or shall I say, how has the race been so far? Because I call it a race. You've been, I think it's over 2 weeks right now, ever since your appointment. And how has been the experience like so far since your appointment as chairman of the Oluyole Warriors?
Well, it's been, as you said, it's been 2 weeks and 1 day. You know, it's like being dropped at the deep end, if I may put it that way. You know, Shooting Stars is an institution. You know, I've always known that, but I never knew that the fabric of that institution runs so deep into the lives and souls of almost everybody. Men, women, you know, thousands of followers, not only even in Nigeria, everywhere, you know, across the continent, in the diaspora, they call, they message. Everybody is passionate about what is happening in Shooting Stars. And it's like, you know, football is life to all these people, you know, is actually life. And they take it passionately. And it's been challenging, but good times are ahead. I can assure you of that.
Yes,
I reference it as, you know, the dawn of a new era, you know, as in dawn, D-O-N-E. So it's the dawn of a new era. That's where we are. So many changes that you will see coming up. Of course, for the growth and development of Shooting Stars and the game, you know, sports development in general. Yeah.
Okay, well, now that you've hinted at changes, now let us now hit the nail on the head. Now, going into the new season, August 22nd, the Nigeria Premier Football League is set to kick off. What sort of changes would we see in Shooting Stars? Would we see changes from the management, from the technical crew ahead of the new season? And what immediate goals would you be setting to achieve with the Oluyole Warriors?
Oh, well, you know, there's a popular saying that, you know, you can't keep doing the same things and then you expect a different result. You know, it just does not happen. I know for the past few years, we faced so many challenges and we've not been able to get to exactly where we want to get to, you know, as a club and as a team, particularly when it comes to results. You know, to measure your performance in football is all about the results at the end of the day. And, you know, facts speaks for themselves. You know, we've had a very good technical crew, but, you know, we are of the opinion, not even we, let me say the government is of the opinion that, you know, it's now time to do things differently, all right? So as a result, the government decided that maybe I should come in as a new chairman, coming home, really, this is home for me, and, you know, maintaining the legacy and all that. But in particular, you know, achieving results on and off the field. So many things are going to happen. The restructuring has already started. Let me put it this way. Maybe in the last, let's say in the last like 2 hours, I guess, you know, we've already, we've disengaged the current coaching crew, okay? The technical crew, you know, the GM, all the coaching staff, you know, we've actually disengaged them. We have plans to bring in a new technical crew to manage the affairs of the club, you know, of the team. We've engaged a seasoned administrator who is coming in as the Chief Operations Officer, the CEO. Okay, we're looking at engaging the services of what we call a sporting director. Okay, so we're actually restructuring, and we know we have no time because the season, as you said, is starting on the 22nd of August, which is just 4 weeks from now. So we need to sign players. We need to, be match ready. To commence the league. We even have 2 preseason tournaments that are still coming up, which we need to plan for. So there are lots of things happening, and it's like it's an every minute commitment because there's really no time. That's the thing. So, but we believe with what we're doing, we should be able to get the desired outcome that everybody, is looking forward to.
Yeah, definitely strong words, and yes, definitely a whole lot definitely happening with, if I can call it, the speed of light right there at the camp of the Shooting Stars. But you mentioned that now the coaching crew has been disengaged and it will be a new look. So would you be willing to let us know, maybe let us know if there are any potential names that we could see in the dugout for the Shooting Stars, or you still be keeping that under the wraps?
Well, interestingly, what I've been able to discover is that both players and coaches alike in this country particularly, they see it that playing or, coaching at Shooting Stars as an honor. They see it as a great privilege to be able to coach or play at Shooting Stars. And that's an advantage for us, There's hardly any coach that does not want to come here, So it's a case of us assessing their capabilities, checking their competencies, and getting one that actually fits into our culture of play, and as a team, so that there will be no disconnect. So we're still looking, but sooner rather than later, all will be reviewed. I'm sure in the next maybe 48 hours, you should be able to know exactly which direction we're going.
Okay, yeah, I still are talking about that. We'll definitely be keeping tabs with that. Now, let us talk about Shooting Stars as a club right now. If you go on the streets, the truth is that there are several narratives once the name Shooting Stars is mentioned, diverse narratives, and such that it even takes Shooting Stars to even catch up with these narratives. But moving on as chairman, what will be done differently to make sure that Shooting Stars takes charge of its own narratives, and whatever Shooting Stars does, it will be in control of?
Oh, well, that's an open-ended question, but there are many perspectives to that, For instance, now, the media is one perspective, okay? How do we control the media narratives? How do we control what goes out for Shooting Stars? One of the key decisions we also took today was to also restructure the media team. We've disengaged fully the media setup within the club, and we're bringing in a totally brand new media setup, because we have a media plan and strategy that's in place that we want to implement the blueprint. Okay, so controlling the narratives, yes, media, we know how important that is, which is why as well as the coaching crew, the media is likewise as important. So that's why we've laid emphasis on, making sure we do the right thing also in that space. From the supporters and fans' perspective, all they want is the results at the end of the day. So we are working, assiduously to ensure we recruit right. Football here, what I've come to realize is not only your on-field performance that matters, there are also the politics side of it, and, let's not kid ourselves. That exists, particularly when we talk of era of, betting and, people throwing games and all that. Those are things that never used to happen, but these days...
it's almost a new normal.
It is. I mean, it happens. So we are very much aware of that, and then we're putting in place, mitigating strategies to
that such wouldn't happen within the club.
That should curb all those kind of things. Welfare of the players. There's so many things that comes into play. To have a good team and to get good results. So each and every single one of these challenges, we're facing it head on, and we're believing that we got on our side. We should be able to get the results that will please, of course, His Excellency, will please the people of Oyo State, and will please us also as a management team and players. So just watch this space.
Yes, definitely. I'm still talking about what to expect with Shooting Stars. Just last week, Friday, we saw pictures of you in Abuja where you met with the chairman of the Nigeria Premier Football League, Honorable Benga Elegbele. Can you let us into some of the discussions you had with him? Because definitely we know more or less like a familiarization tour with the top echelon of the league. Can you also let us know what to also expect? Also, what word that he also had for you and even to the club ahead of the new season?
Oh, well, when I was assigned to come here, to be the executive chairman, I quickly, had to identify, the key players in this league, the Nigerian Professional Football League. And of course, the name of the chairman readily comes up, which is Honorable Benga, Elegbele. So I had to go and meet him. In fact, when I called him, he mentioned that, Mr. Chairman, you are welcome, blah, blah. Your contemporary at Kano Pillars, Ahmed Musa, had come to see me. He was just newly appointed too. Your contemporary at Plateau United had also come to see me. So I had actually been waiting for you also to come. So I said, definitely I will be in Abuja. I'm coming to see you, just to get to know you, familiarize myself with you, share the vision that, I have, that the government has for Shooting Stars with you, so that at least it won't be as if, we're neglecting your office. So administratively, it's important for us to engage with you, not even just now, but regularly, on developments within the football space, within the Nigerian Football League. So we had a very frank and fruitful discussions on how to, enhance the relationship that, we now are developing. So he's a great man. I have a lot of respect for him, and he's doing great things really within, with the Nigerian Professional Football League. So it was, all in all, it was a very fruitful discussions that we had.
So now let's come back home a bit and let us talk about you, the name Lekan Salami, and the connection. The folks back home, I can tell you they were very excited when that name was mentioned. And now let us talk about your connection with the club and how it's going to more or less influence how you discharge your duties moving on, because there has been, I will tell you, when you look at certain things with the Shooting Stars, from the players' welfare, which you also opined, and how people are saying, oh, the brand Shooting Stars, there are some certain things that must more or less be ascribed anytime we mention 3SC. So let us, as we more or less begin to round up, how would you be able to, because I don't know, as I said earlier, I said off air, I do not envy you right now, because you're almost compelled to deliver at this point.
Okay. You see, when His Excellency gave me this mandate, I had to quickly come up with, a quick summary, blueprint of what we intend to achieve. we have two key objectives. One is to win the Premier League and qualify for the continental ticket
Do you have a time frame for that?
this season.
So going into next season, Shooting Stars, they are gunning for the top gun.
Surely, that's
Okay.
where we belong. And the second objective was to turn around the business fortunes of Shooting Stars, for economic prosperity. Okay, and when we talk about that, we currently don't have any sponsors. We don't have partnerships. So those are the kind of things that we intend to turn around, bring in sponsors. It doesn't have to be government all the time. A sponsor can come in and collaborate with us, and of course they will get the benefits. We have a fan base of 10,000 at no match, if at full capacity. They have activation rights. They can have marketing rights on pitch panels. They can have marketing rights on our tickets, on our vehicles. So jerseys, home and away. Even our replica kits. For fans. So there are opportunities for sponsors to come in. Those are the kind of areas, besides us developing the football side of the of Shooting Stars, we also have a mandate to also develop the business side, so that that household name can actually translate into economic fortunes for the club. Souvenirs, merchandise, and so on and so forth. So as far as the legacy is concerned, of course, Lekan Salami is synonymous with Shooting Stars. My dad lived and loved the club, whilst he was here with us, which we also witnessed, as young children back then. And to the extent that maybe the government deemed it fit to name the stadium after him and so on. So I'm here to continue that legacy, to also leave an impact, a positive impact, that it was when Honorable Taiwo Salami, Lekan Salami, was appointed the chairman of this club. That was the time where we had, we had a main team. We developed our feeder team. We were able to, have a permanent, training camp. We had harmonized hostels and accommodation. We had improved welfare for the players. We were able to start, marketing our merchandise. We were able to get sponsorships in, So I want to be able to, continue that legacy. And besides, above all, I want to be known as, okay, when you were here, we were able to win the league. That would just bring me joy. And, we're able to get a continental ticket, something that has eluded the team for decades. So, and it shouldn't be. So we would try our utmost best to ensure that we deliver on those two key objectives that we highlighted.
All right, thank you very much, and surely we wish you well in this new role. And yes, we'll definitely be chipping our own supporter in our own bit from here. Right. Well, you've heard from the newly minted chairman for the Shooting Stars Sport Club of Ibadan, Chief Taiwo Lekan Salami, on the objective you set and the achievement which they hope to get very, 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 very soon. And just as you've heard, come next season, the Shooting Stars will be gunning to more or less lift the Nigeria Premier Football League. What we'll have thoughts, will hope that this wishes definitely come to pass. Once again, we say thank you for joining us right here. We know how busy it can be for you, but yes, definitely we hope next time, from your busy schedule, you definitely heed us a response whenever we call on you, sir.
Anytime. please call on me. I'll be more than happy to come here.
Thank you very much. Once again, we say thank you for joining us. And yes, in this new capacity of yours, we send our prayers and send our goodwill to you, sir. Well, I'm sure you would have enjoyed what you've heard on the program this afternoon. And yes, trust us, as we always do here. We will be taking you all across the way, the journey as it goes from here